What's still YouTube? It's your boy First Class 305. You already know what this video is about today. It's about the NBA Finals recap. Heat OKC Game 4, and my views and just my opinions about it, man. Honestly, one time I'm gonna get a shout out to the homie Mario Chalmers. Yet again, he shows up, does what he does. That dude is so clutch, it's ridiculous, and I don't think he gets the amount of love that he should get for his intense and phenomenal gameplay. But you know what I'm saying? I guess he's one of those dudes who prefer to show it on the court than, you know, get the praise for it in the media. So you got to give him props for that. He made shots when it was necessary. LeBron gave everybody a good little scare there. Everybody who's, you know, LeBron James, Tarzan dick swinger. But he gave everybody a little scare there with the cramps or whatnot. Kind of figured it wasn't serious. The dude just doesn't get hurt. You can't hurt a anatomic what's the word I'm looking for? A superhuman. Let's call him a superhuman. But whatever. He had an okay game. He had a phenomenal sharing game. Dude had, like, I think it was 12 assists, and that was phenomenal. But we're already used to that. We're pretty much spoiled with LeBron James as far as his sharing abilities. Overall, under regular circumstances, if this was a standard game, if this was a game much like Game 3, I would have gave the Heat all the props and all the praise that they needed, because they did make shots when necessary. They did put in work like they were supposed to. But yet again, we go into the same nonsense as far as the no calls on OKC's behalf. It's getting so ridiculous. It's getting so redundant at this point. I'm pretty disgusted with the NBA, to be honest with you. So I think after these finals, I'm gonna take a step back from the NBA and not be bothered with it. Just because it's almost becoming, the NBA basketball is actually becoming more like boxing at this point, as far as rigging, and it's almost like crowd favorites are actually favored as far as referees go. Just to point out one specific play that stands out the most of the game was the Harden foul committed by Mario Chalmers. In fact, we all saw that. Mario Chalmers pretty much ran into the dude and ran into the dude for the steal on one end. Luckily, Kevin Durant got it on the other end, but overall, it is disgusting just to see that was not called at all when that was just such a blatant foul. We have other plays where, you know, we got a couple of individuals driving to the lane. As far as Kevin Durant, he gets his arm slapped up, no call, and he was in a shooting motion. Which actually converted into a transition basket for the Heat. But, you know, those are just two that I pointed out. Honestly, there was give or take about 10 of those throughout the game. And the reason that I know that it's pretty blatant at this point, it's so in your face, is my wife is not an avid basketball watcher. But, you know, when you're married to an avid basketball watcher, you're going to watch a couple of basketball games. And she even got hyped about it and yelled out, yo, that was a foul. And it definitely was. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just mean, I don't think these are earned wins. Sad to say, but I can't classify these as earned wins, because, you know, if you're gonna call a game evenly, or just, you know, just call it what it is. Russell Westbrook really fucked up on that jump ball. That's definitely a rookie mistake. That's definitely a young man's mistake. Not paying attention and letting your emotions get the best of you. But I mean, I can't hold them too accountable, because anybody knows when you're in a situation that you're looking at so many injustices against your team, no matter how poised and mentally ready you think you are, those instances are actually going to start playing with your psyche. Your morale is going to go to shit, and you're going to be overly frustrated, which is where they were. And that's basically where they're at, man. Honestly, y'all can't tell me that ain't the case. When you see you're putting in so much effort, especially this late in the season, especially the NBA Finals, and these calls aren't being called at all. Nothing is being called your way, and everything is being called to the opposite team. Down to bullshit plays, actually. Like when LeBron James actually muscled up Harden, and it was actually an offensive foul, yet they called a defensive foul on Harden. you know, when you start seeing things like that, it almost it gets really frustrating and gets real aggravating. And you know, everybody's gonna say, but you know, they made plays when it counted. Absolutely, and I'm not taking that away from the Heat, but you also got to take into account what the game would be like if the Heat would have been in the foul trouble they were supposed to be in, and OKC was at the line like they were supposed to be at the line, and most of these people would be in, most of these players would be in foul trouble, and so forth and so on. All of that comes into account. All of that comes into play. So, you know, you can't tell me that doesn't make a difference, because it definitely makes a big difference. And all biased bullshit to one side. You know, y'all definitely, you know, all these diehard, quote unquote, diehard Heat fans or LeBron fans, you know, you got to call a spade a spade. Like I said, I'm a Heat fan all day. But, you know, I'm also a fan of basketball. I'm a fan of hard playing basketball and well played basketball. And honestly speaking, if we were put in a situation where refs really weren't calling anything at all on both sides, I would be content with that, because you know it's pretty much somewhat of an even playing field. But when you're sending the Heat to the line, yet you're not sending OKC to the line, it's ridiculous. And even down to the point where the referees are actually apprehensive to blow the whistle for Heat fouls, as far as when the Heat foul OKC. You know, if you notice, all those whistles came late, because they wanted to see if it was a blatant in-your-face foul, and if it wasn't, they would probably let it go. But on the Heat side, any small, you can pretty much blow too hard at LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, or Mario Chalmers, or anybody for that matter on the Heat roster, and they're gonna call a foul. And that in itself is pretty despicable, to say the least. But I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just the monster right now. So. You know, ain't no use in crying about it. I'm just bringing facts to the table that at the end of the day, when the Heat win the finals, because they will win the championship, it's pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered at this point. OKC is too frustrated to even put in any work. But when they do win the championship, this is going to be a sour spot in my opinion. I'm not even going to count this as a win, as a championship win. The only win that the Heat have under the belt, in my opinion, earned win that the Heat have, in my opinion, is the 06 win, because that was a fought win and unbiased win. And unfortunately, like I said, David Stern and his faggotry is taking control of the NBA with the comment that he made last game, where he said, if I decide to make any decisions, the fans won't be the first ones to know about it. The owners will, because they're the ones that sign my check. So you'll pretty much know exactly where he's at. Games are given to the highest bidder more than likely, and we all know, just based on team revenue, the Miami Heat have the means to buy David Stern that new vacation home in the Bermuda Triangle somewhere. But either way, man, it is what it is. Y'all can tell by my voice and the lack of excitement, like I was last time, because last time I was excited of the Heat win, that I'm pretty distraught and disgusted by what the NBA has to offer nowadays. They say NBA where dreams happen, if I'm not mistaken. But for me, it's NBA where fuckery happens at this point, and you know, pretty disgusted, man. Pretty disgusted. Either way, it's your boy First Class 305. I'm out your ear, I'm out your face. About to do another video with some information about some more kicks. And you know, let y'all know what it is. But either way, chucking up them doses. Salute to the sneaker squeezy. Holla, nigga.